Thanks for joining us on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Let's check in with Meyers Mohawks graduate Qadry Ismail back to present the Golden Football. And Qadry, always good to come home, and definitely some great memories here.
Yeah, that's one of the cool things about here. People have really good, fond memories of you and your experiences, and kind of tell some stories of what they saw through their lens of those moments in time, and then also to be able to talk to some of the young folks that are here. It's funny because talking to some of the 7th graders and telling them to whatever they do, keep your passion and walk in that passion. Talking to the football team and telling them about stories everybody wants to know about, Ray Lewis or Shannon Sharp, or what was it like when I was at Syracuse, or some of the times that I was here as a Mohawk. So a lot of just reminiscing, a lot of talking, and just having an opportunity to really just share in a special moment.
Talk about your path. You couldn't start without mentioning Mickey Gorham's name. And a lot of guys say, boy, Mickey was so important in their life, whether it was Charlie Wysocki or whether it was other guys like that. Tell us a little bit about what it was like for you.
Yeah, so Mickey Gorham was my head football coach here at Meyers, and Coach Gorham played at Notre Dame, had a crazy knee injury, and obviously back then, you tear your knee, and now it's major surgery. Now it's like you're back in a few weeks. But he obviously was the longtime head football coach here at Meyers, and just phenomenal job of instilling into us what it was like to be a responsible young man. Just really dedicated an awful lot of time to helping out the student athletes here at Meyers. And for me, what I remember most, maybe not necessarily all the wins and losses, yes, I do remember those, but it was the showing up on time. It was Mohawk time is what we would call it, and being responsible to one another, my teammates, holding myself accountable when things didn't necessarily go right, as opposed to making excuses. And just the overall life lessons that I learned from him were timeless and invaluable.
He had nicknames pretty much for everybody. How about you? Did he have more than one at times when it's in the middle of the game and it's 4th down and he needed you for something?
Yeah. Well, obviously Qadry is my name. People want to stick a U in there and call me Qadry, which it isn't. It's Qadry, but it was hilarious because for him and for a lot of people, I would say, well, just call me GQ. And so here I am, a 8th grader. And then as I grew up in the ranks, it went from, everybody saying GQ. Well, coach would be like, hey, G, come here. So, I was like, oh, okay, you're hustling on over there. But, yeah, G. that was a mild nickname compared to some of the other nicknames that were out there.
How about the experience with you and your brother going through and getting that feel for it? But the camaraderie that your class had was special. It was a special group of guys, that high school group. And you guys achieved a lot, football field, the track and field, also in the classroom. A lot of guys really succeeded, have nice careers.
Absolutely.
now.
Heck, I was just bragging to the other guy the other day that my quarterback was a good quarterback, but heck, now he's a heart surgeon. So, he's done really well for himself. Another guy, he's a doctor of physical therapy. Another guy, he's, a couple of guys are business owners. So, we did academically have a really strong, eclectic group of men. And another guy, he does a fabulous job of interior design and making some beautiful cabinetry. Like, holy man, what the heck, just phenomenal job. It's funny because I talk about, and it's the walk beside. And so what that means, I use that a lot. I do sports performance training along with my media work. And I tell, my athletes that are trying to achieve their best, I say, look, it's one thing to have a person walk behind you. And walking behind you simply means that trying to just put you on a path, but not necessarily really caring. It's like, yeah, sure, here's what you're going to do. And we're there, but yeah, you're kind of indifferent at times. Walking ahead of you is more concerned about you than you are for the person on their journey. And the walk beside truly is when you're walking beside the person and you're saying, look, I am here. Yes, I have my goals, my dreams, my desires, and my passions, but so do you. We're all in this together. And that's that special walk beside mentality. And I think that's where, again, my teammates back in the day had that, as well as, looking at it from a Coach Gorham's perspective and instilling that environment within us.
A lot of kids nowadays are not much different than maybe when we were kids. You have a kid who maybe is growing up with a grandmother or grandfather, maybe just a mom, maybe just a dad, maybe a stepdad. There's challenges out there for kids, but kids will overcome, kids will achieve, kids will keep growing. What's your message to our student athletes nowadays out there that want to fight that good fight every day and keep dreaming and keep living towards the goals that they have?
We all have our story. I can tell you mine. I know going from Newark, New Jersey to here, Wilkesburg, Pennsylvania was a challenge. Predominantly black area to a predominantly white area had its challenges. Living with my grandmother, my father passed away, my mom was working 2-3 jobs. So yeah, I know that story quite well for a lot of people. And I'm not going to say cry me a river, but yeah, don't dwell on the negative. I mean, that's the one thing I'll say. Look, don't dwell on the negative. Have a passion in your heart, but follow that dream. And remember this, there are people that are strategically along the way if you truly want help. The Mendolas of the world, they're out there willing to help you, but you got to be able to put forth the effort and meet them halfway. Meeting them halfway is a part of that walk beside that I talked about, that, yeah, as a student or as a student athlete, whatever it might be, you have an opportunity to excel in your dreams and goals. Dreams and goals don't necessarily mean you're going to live a life of luxury. Dreams and goals mean just that, an opportunity to go out there and live the best that you are called and designed to live and be. And I think those people along the way, I've had the Latinskys of the world, the Gorhams of the world. Those are people that came along to help me. Hey, seek your passion, go at it, and go at it with your heart whole and whole fullness of your heart.
And that, with that being said, being a parent nowadays and watching parents nowadays as well, and seeing them kind of live vicariously through their son or daughter, and sometimes there's a little overemphasis on the athletic part compared to the academic part. However, I have the good fortune when I interview student athletes or kids in college or saying, usually the formula is always this. My parents always tell me about my academics first and athletics are second. It doesn't mean that sometimes there's some mixed messages.
Right.
But as we get older, I think we all know what that real message is, because guys like you who have made it to the NFL, we've seen all too often, and whatever you achieve in life, that these guys, their careers may go away. You're always hungry. You're always fighting. You're doing sports training. You're doing some coaching. You're doing some broadcasting.
Absolutely.
You got to keep a lot of irons in the fire because you don't know what doors they may open.
Oh my God, absolutely, 100%. I mean, life is life. Life is not about just the easy road. I mean, life is about, yes, following and pursuing your passion. But yeah, there are those bumps along the road. There are those adverse moments, and it's that. And how you handle those adverse moments, that's what defines you. It's, again, not just thinking that, I got it made, or, you're trying to worry about possession of things. Oh, I have the latest this or the latest that. Those things, they grow old and go away, and next thing you know, you got a new phone system, a new technology, this or that. Well, be the person that is innovative and creative. As far as the parents are concerned, I know I have 3 daughter and 2 boys. 3 kids, and my mindset isn't about them living my life. It's about them living their life. I know also, there is a lot of pressure in athletics to get to the pro level. Don't let it define you. There's a balance. Coaches at the collegiate level want balance. They want you to show up on time, go to class. They want you to work towards earning your degree, because you know what? If you're a headache, their job depends upon your success. So they want to put you in the best position possible. But if you're a headache in high school, okay, well, I'm moving on to the next person. Or if your mom or dad is creating that passion, or if you're a mom or a dad and you're listening to this, I don't know what to tell you, but vicariously living through your kid is not the way to go. The way to go is to be proud of them, tell them how proud you are, continue to encourage them and put them in the best position possible. This isn't some coach speak or some just bland, empty words. This is just fact. This is real life, and I've been around and seen it at every single level, and I've been around some really tremendous people who have helped mentor me and helped me be the person that I am today too. And that's what your goal should be, to help you and your family out too, not to live through your kids.
Track and field season, PIAA Championships this weekend. Something you hold near and dear to your heart, man. That was a whole other direction for you that you could have. I mean, you did some incredible stuff. 100, 110 hurdles, 300 hurdles.
4x1, 4x4.
4x1, 4x4, and some great records you guys had. And I'm sure it's still a nice reflection for you, even though everybody knows you for football. That track and field was pretty special.
Well, there is that stat that says that who's the first two-sport All-American at Syracuse since Jim Brown in 1967. Pause and wait on it. Yeah, it's me. It all started, though, at Meyers. Boss Cross is on the same level as Mickey Gorham, as a helpful mentor to me and his staff, and guys like Coach White and Coach McGrain, guys who have really done an awful lot to help me as a student athlete. Track, it really did help me as far as giving me my confidence when it came to football. I wasn't a very good football player in the beginning phases of things, and had my struggles, but yeah, it was those men out there on the track field and sitting there encouraging me and helping me, and it really is cool to see some of the hard work that we collectively put in, that some of those times still stand to today, and it's a special thing.
A lot of people in life may say, who from northeastern Pennsylvania, hey, I'm from Wilkes-Barre, in a negative light. A guy like you probably say it proudly, because there's just so many good things that you've built from that. And where you're from now, it doesn't matter. You're going to say, hey, yeah, I'm from Wilkes-Barre.
It's weird, too, because over the course of time, my grandmother brought me here. Again, Wilkes-Barre, I believe, was ranked in the top 20 of the best places to live in the United States, and that was, back in the early 80s. And I think that there was a vision. I think that there was a sense of community that was Wilkes-Barre. I think that there was a work ethic that was the Wyoming Valley. The Wyoming Valley, again, is the walk beside. Therefore, it's not just about Wilkes-Barre or Pittston or Wyoming area. It's the Wyoming Valley. I think there was a pride in going out there and achieving your best. I guess I'm just not the guy that is going to be, don't go to Wilkes-Barre. I'm not that guy. I'm never going to be that guy. I take a lot of pride in the fact that there's some really good men and women that have come out of the Wyoming Valley and have made an indelible mark on many of lives that weren't from the Wyoming Valley. So that being said, I'd love to see that pride be renewed. I'd love to see that focus be renewed. I'd love to see the energy to take care of your community be renewed, and I think it can be. It's going to take a collective effort. It's going to take some of the ideas of some of the smart minds that are around here and take some common sense, and I think it can be back on that stage again as an awesome thing, but it's going to take some time.
You got an opportunity today to talk to students, student athletes, adults, and your message in general right now for those student athletes and those adults here in all walks of life, whether they're from the Wyoming Valley or wherever they're from in the world who may see this. What do you hope to get your message to people as far as who you are and where you're going and who they're going to be and where they're going as well?
I think the one word that sticks in my mind, Dr. Brene Brown wrote a book about daring greatly, great read, and she talked about vulnerability, and being vulnerable is not a stance of weakness, but actually a stance of strength, because in that vulnerability, that's where you find your true self. And I think that's what I get from being here, my ability to see my strengths, but also to recognize my weaknesses, and to be a part of a community that you can let down your hair and be vulnerable, and know that if you want to achieve something, you got to look within yourself, have that vulnerability, know that you know what, I'm going to dare greatly. Yeah, I am going to go out there and do my absolute best. It's not about whether or not you succeed or fail in the world's eye, but the fact that you went out there and put yourself out there in that spirit of vulnerability, that in there lies your success. Pause on that, think about it, reflect on it, and understand that, yeah, you have an opportunity by the fact that you're out there trying. Others who won't try, they're not failures, but they certainly aren't successful. At the same time, the fact that you're out there and putting yourself in a position to find your passion, to find your goals, to help others achieve their level of greatness, to whatever that degree is for them, that's that vulnerable mark, and therefore you are successful.
Our pleasure. Qadry Ismail joining us here on the John Mendola Show. Qadry, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me on. Thank you.
Always great to catch up with those that left a legacy, and Qadry Ismail, always gracious enough to talk about his roots at Meyers High School. Mickey Gorham, the Golden Football, now a part of Meyers High School forever. Qadry Ismail on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers.